Let's go back to Mike Carter. Mike is in Washington Square Park, where protests have been going on. Mike, any updates?
Hey, Greta, I'm here with Dr. Helena Darwin, one of the protesters here in Washington Square Park here in New York City tonight. Doctor, tell me about the sign and tell me why you came out tonight.
Sure. I came out to represent for all of the people who are having a very rough mental health day today, imagining what this is going to mean for themselves, their partners, and their children. I made this sign in recognition of the fact that there have always been people who the government finds to be problematic and tries to silence, used to burn them and call them witches. And you know what? They didn't get them all, because we're still here and we're still fighting and we're always going to be here.
Now, we're here in New York State, New York City. Really, nothing that the Supreme Court decided today is going to affect abortion rights for anyone here in New York. Why is it so important for you to be out here tonight and not in a red state or somewhere where this ban is really going to take effect on people?
I don't think that the location of the protest matters, but the feeling of solidarity and recognition of the fact that even if we are protected by New York state law, people elsewhere, especially people who are more impoverished, people who are of various different minority statuses, are going to be the most impacted by this. And there isn't liberation for any of us unless there's liberation for all of us.
And finally, Doctor, what is your doctorate in again?
Yeah, I have a PhD in sociology with a focus on gender and sexuality studies, but it doesn't take a genius to know that this is going to affect all of us, because it's not just a women's rights issue.
And finally, Doctor, you have a doctorate in women's rights, gender. What is a woman?
Well, so I actually have my focus on gender more broadly. I specialize on non-binary gender. So what is a woman is an incredibly loaded question.
But if you had to define it in just one sentence, what would you say?
Anyone who identifies as a woman.
Which is what?
You're going to have to ask each person who identifies as it. They're all going to have a different answer for you.
All right. And last question for you, Doctor. Some folks are calling for a night of rage tonight. Do you expect protests here in New York City or across the country to get violent?
If you look at the statistics of the people committing the mass shootings across the country, they tend not to be women. So I'd say we're going to internalize our rage and take it out interpersonally, so you better watch out.
All right. Well, Dr. Helena Darwin, folks feel all sorts of ways here in Washington Square Park tonight. Greta?
Michael Carter, thank you very much.